Hi folks, how you doing? James JT at the movies. I'm at the View Cinema in Payton in Devon where we're on holiday, and Laura's just over here. And this is another 5-minute movies review. We're going to go and see James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. See you after the film. So folks, it's the next day. I'm sat in my mum's garden actually, because we're staying with her on holiday down here in Brixham. We went to the cinema last night, obviously, to see Suicide Squad, as we mentioned. Do you know, I right enjoyed it. I would say this is a really good film. I'd definitely say that it succeeds where the first one failed. Not to say that there weren't good moments in the first one, but I think as a sort of, a rogues gallery sort of team-up movie, this one was definitely a more successful effort. And James Gunn's sort of writing and directing style and his humour that he brings to these sort of projects, as we've seen in things like the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, really shone through. I would say, and it's probably why they were both cast in the roles, that Idris Elba and Margot Robbie are the standouts of the film as Harley Quinn and as Bloodshot. Viola Davis gives a really good performance, as well as Amanda Waller sort of controlling everything behind the scenes. And yeah, I thought the ensemble worked really well together. Sylvester Stallone was hilarious as King Shark, and the characters all had a really good sort of banter between them, and the sort of the stakes sort of made them sort of come together as a team, and I thought that it worked really well. Obviously, the basic plot of the film being that they're taken out of prison, they get the 10 years off your sentence if you go and complete this mission. They go to the island, the fictional island of the Corto Maltese, which is obviously a DC property, to go and basically overthrow the regime that's there, and destroy a lab that could potentially be sort of detrimental to the United States if what was in the lab got out. And of course, with these things, it never goes as simple as is planned, and sort of one thing leads to another. And for me, the first act of this film was brilliant. It really worked so well. The pacing was fantastic. The humour balanced with the exposition and the serious bits as well all worked really well. And then I would say towards the sort of the second act, it sort of ebbed and flowed, peaked and troughed, if you liked. And there were moments where it was really good, and then there were moments where we were sort of like almost me and Laura were sort of almost watching our watches, thinking, right, well, where's the next action scene sort of thing. There were just a couple of moments where we felt it dragged a little bit. The third act picked up again, and when it got to sort of like the final battle, the climax of the film, definitely the energy levels were back up at 10 again, and it was a really fun and enjoyable climax. And obviously I'm not doing spoilers on this, I'm not talking anything that's not in the trailers or the synopsises that have been released, but I would recommend seeing it. Like I say, the cast did a fantastic job, and James Gunn did a brilliant job both writing and directing it. It does feel like DC's version of a Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and I suppose they're sort of a bit of a rogues gallery type sort of carry on, really, aren't they? In the MCU, in the first one we find them all, and they're outlaws, and they're prisoners and villains and assassins and all sorts of stuff, and they sort of forge a family together. I liked as well that it was obviously a soft reboot, so they acknowledge that there has been a previous adventure, but they don't go into the whole sort of the thing that happened in Central City or wherever it was in the last one. And there's obviously the Rick Flag, Captain Boomerang, and Harley Quinn, I think, are the only characters from the actual squad that come back for this one. And obviously they acknowledge that they've all worked together before and have some sort of a camaraderie. But it doesn't really go more than that. It's not like a lot of sequels you see nowadays where they're sort of doing the whole, oh, do you remember that time when we did that thing? And, sort of it's really all sort of full on with the exposition and making the audience remember the previous. None of that in there, which was really good. It sort of stood to do its own thing. I would definitely recommend checking this film out. For me, I'd say it's sort of in the 7 out of 10 sort of ballpark, 75% approval rating. However you want to classify it, 4 out of 5 sort of a thing. I really enjoyed what we saw. It's on at the cinemas at the moment. It came out a couple of days ago, so you'd definitely be able to catch it soon. I would definitely recommend watching it. So there we are, folks. That's been another 5-minute films, again in a completely different location to the movie room. And that's the whole point of these vlogs, is that I can do them anywhere, and that they're a lot more relaxed, a lot more informal than something I might shoot in the movie room. If you've liked the video, leave us a thumbs up, and don't forget to put your comments down below as well. I'd love to know your thoughts on the film, and also what you thought of this review. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please think about doing so. I'd love to have you stick around a little bit longer. And above all else, folks, take care of yourselves, have a great time, and I look forward to seeing you again real soon. Cheers for now.